Oh, okay.
I got it jacked up. Welcome to the Brothers Banter podcast. I am the one, the only Brian. Nice to meet you. For those that are new, Taco what?
Paco Roberto.
Paco, Roberto.
Paco Roberto,
Yeah,
which is a
Taco.
little different. And my name is Donnie. We're just chilling like a villain, you know.
You're echoing.
Uh-oh. I'm not trying. I did. How about now? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, good. So,
welcome.
What in the world is going on?
Huh? Well, we got to
what in the world is going on?
We got to let everybody tune in. So we got to do some just basic banter. Does that help with it, or is that gross? What is that?
That's
is
gross.
It bad manners? Do I have bad manners?
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you for the thumbs up from. Let's see. What do we got?
Who that is?
We got one Facebook. We got one YouTube. See, I learned this last week. I can hit this button. I can tell where they're coming from, but not who. And then I
who
can
they
tell
be?
if they, huh?
Not who they is.
Yeah, I still can't do that. But I do have a thumbs up. We appreciate the thumbs up.
Yep.
We got a couple thousand. We're gonna let a couple people that are probably always late. You just have those certain people that they're not on time. They like to drag.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got to be, well, early. But anyway, because I was ready, man. I was ready to go. 7:30. I was ready to go.
Well, and I was trying to get there, and so I get out here. To my studio, and things just weren't going well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to get signed on, and then and internet wasn't working, and so I had this new internet thing that I'm using. It seems to be good. It just was slow getting signed on, and then it just was it was overcooking my grits. I can tell you that.
It seems like anytime you add or tweak what you currently have, if you throw something in the mix, then it's just you're asking for it.
So, most definitely. So I guess my question is, if Tammy is listening on YouTube, ask her if it sounds better.
Does what sound better?
Well, I mean, if I sound better, because remember how mine was muffled and everything, and we thought it might be a connection or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like on the live, like me and you. I can hear you, you can hear me well, but I feel like sometimes mine sounds muffled.
Yeah.
Yes. So is it my studio? Is it my internet? You know what I'm saying? So I tried different internet today, and see how that works, and then we'll go from there.
Yep.
So if just ask, tell me if it sounds any different.
Yeah. So I think that I think it could be like I told you. I've seen a couple of videos of people doing different things, having different locations, and a lot of times they will put sound panels on the roof, or I've actually thought about putting some around me a little bit. I mean, it don't cost much, so we got a couple more people in here. So if you're on, make sure you say hello, comment, what's up, put the finger up. No, not that finger. The thumbs up.
Wrong finger.
This finger.
Wrong finger.
This finger. There you go. And say, hey, what's up? Yeah, we're kind of letting everybody get in before we go ranting and raving, and we're just talking about Donnie's new tech and stuff like that.
So I think what I might do is I may go ahead and get some sound deadening above me if there's no difference. So
Yeah,
just
you might.
Tammy,
I
if you
mean, if
get it,
anything, you might do like only. I mean, I think they come in packs and they're fairly cheap. But even if you done like 3 or 4 right above you, I think that would probably, and it probably, who knows, it might even help in here with me. But this is my. It says you sound clear, Donnie, is what Tammy said.
clearer than I have been.
Yeah, we're trying to see if he sounds a little bit muffled or what. But yeah, we're always tweaking our streaming purposes and stuff like that. So yeah, let me see if I can
Yeah.
get us.
So
Oh well. If it ain't Chad, the one we couldn't get a hold of today, how you doing,
oh
Chad?
boy, don't you know it? I mean, call the brother about 5 times and send about 17 emails and a couple texts and everything. All of a sudden,
I
he ain't
mean,
got time for the brothers banter.
he has to make a grand entrance. So all
You
right,
know,
so now
I
we
mean,
do go Jags. Oh my goodness. Are we?
they're gonna screw up their pick tonight anyway.
Yeah.
Or is it tonight or is it it's tonight, right?
Well, today, yeah, I think it starts tonight, right, Chad? And if so, Chad, you can go ahead and while we're warming up and getting everybody in the room, you can actually also tell us who you think the first pick is probably going to be, or have they announced that?
It won't be a quarterback.
No. Will it be a whole new team?
Yeah. Yes, I saw something the other day that the only starting quarterback from the 2021 draft is our very own Sunshine.
That he's the only one that's still around. I
Still,
don't know
yeah,
that.
like it. Yeah, the others have been traded, and the other ones have been.
Well, I mean, look at it.
Uh,
He's with a really good team that kind of shows his talents off. So, and yes, I am
I
being
mean,
sarcastic. We know better than that.
yeah. Listen, that I mean, when they start out, how they did last year, and then lose like the last 8 or whatever they did. It was horrible, absolutely
Okay,
horrible.
so we can go ahead and get this. We pretty much got. It's kind of muffled. And if anybody is getting dropped coming in and out of this stream, let me know, because we may have to tweak some stuff. But then again, it could be your own internet speed or internet
You
that
said
you're
it
having
sounds.
issue.
What sounds muffled?
She says it's a tad. You sound a tad bit muffled, just tad. She says you sound clearer, but it's a tad bit muffled.
Okay,
So
so the next thing I'm going to do is put some sound deadening in here and stuff like that.
I
So
think that will
yeah, all
improve
right,
big time.
right above
So
us, right above me. I'll do that. So okay, sweet.
so with that being said, we're gonna move into our I don't know. You can't see from where you're at, Donnie, as far as what I put as far as the title and all goes, did you?
No, I can't see it.
So I named it. I think this is episode 163. I think. Hopefully, I didn't tag that wrong. I think that's 163. I'm like, man, we ain't too far off from being 200. But anyway,
I like it.
I put this name of the episode "Growing Up Banter Style."
Oh, you mean poor?
Well, that's agreeable. I mean, we talked about this the other day, and Chad had something to say. Like he didn't believe that we could come from being poor, starting off kind of hard and all that. Because he is a beach boy, and he probably going to the beach every day, and mom and
Oh
daddy
yeah,
bought him everything, and
it
is one of those type dudes. You know what I mean? Because if you live at the
live
beach, you've got a little bit of this. You see what I'm saying?
Well, he lived in probably a $500,000 house on top of that. So
Yeah.
you know,
So
I
so
mean, when your last name is Box, you know that you come from money.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I can
So
agree with that one. That's
I
what
mean,
I've
you sit there
heard.
and
That's
say
what I. Well,
you sit
not
there and
only
say
that,
false information, whatever.
isn't
You
he?
say Meredith money, but that's Box money. That's my
Am I
gosh.
wrong in saying this? But is he not in line to receive the in-laws inheritance and the dealership? Is he in line for that? I mean, is that what
I have no idea.
I mean, that's
I
what
haven't had that conversation.
Yeah.
I haven't had that conversation. I have no
Or
idea.
maybe, once his wife gets it, she's gonna kick him to the curb. What do you think? Is that possible?
Nah.
You don't think so?
He's too lovable.
Because you dang sure she didn't marry him for his looks. So what else can?
I wasn't going to say that, Chad. I wasn't going to say that.
Man, I love it. Okay, so growing up banter style. So I think me and Donnie a little bit had a similar childhood, but we got to thinking earlier this week, and our favorite food in the world to talk about is food. I mean, look at us.
Yes.
I mean, so we haven't missed a meal, if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell, but we haven't missed a meal. But some of the things I can say this: when we were younger and we were living with our moms and living in what we grew up in, we weren't all that. We weren't like we are today. You know what I mean? Properly filled out. We had stuff like and I'm sure, I know everybody's going to say, Chad can't say this, but all the rest of us probably can, that Chad don't even know what government cheese is. He don't know what government butter is. He don't know what government peanut butter is.
When you grow up on lobster and caviar like he did, I mean, come on.
So I mean,
I didn't know what lobster was forever.
You know why? You know why he hangs out with us, right?
Because he feels better than us.
Yeah, because he's like, you know what he does when he hangs out with us? He tells everybody he's slumming it.
Oh, I believe that.
He's slumming it today because he has to do that to be a little bit grounded. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he can't act that way living out there where he lives. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Once you're inside, once you're on the other side of the ditch, you can't say that. So, so growing up, we were talking about the other day of different food that we ate, and we don't know how. I don't know if you had as much problem as I did as far as growing up and eating what I ate, but granted, we didn't live off the land or anything like that, but to me, we might as well have. You see what I'm saying? So one of my all-time favorite dishes that I absolutely could not stand was my mom would make kielbasa and potatoes. And it's just boiled. It's not, I don't even know if it's just not seasoned or anything. So if you wanted some kind of season, you'd put some butter on the potatoes and kind of mash them up and try to get a little something out of it. And back then, I wouldn't even mess with salt. I just would douse it with pepper to get some kind of flavor out of it. But
the sausage didn't have any flavor. It had to be smoked sausage, I'm sure.
Oh man, it literally almost made me gag just to eat it. I mean, I'm sure you didn't have that issue growing up, but I did. And we know.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I've always been a fat kid.
No, your mom probably was. Maybe pick some better things, or she could really, spice it up or, tweak it to make it really yummy and stuff like that. Whereas I was just the low kid on the totem pole and I didn't have much of a choice. So
I can tell you this, and there's a good chance this whole thing might choke me up a little bit. So it was just me and my mom, forever. You know what I'm saying? And so she did the best she could. And she worked like 3 jobs, I think. I mean, she worked, two definitely, I was what you would consider now a latchkey kid. I would come in from school. I'd stay inside until she got home. And, I was able to go outside sometimes, when she wasn't there. But she kept me in football. She kept me in baseball. She kept me in basketball. She kept me in everything that needed to keep me off the streets per se to make me, so I wasn't a D-bag, And
still turned out to be a D-bag.
Yeah.
I said, and you still turned out to be a D-bag.
So what would go on? like I would she cooked, like she always did. One of my favorite meals, and I still eat it to this day. I haven't had much of it lately, but that corned beef in a can, not corned beef hash, but it's the sort of a triangle can by
I
Hormel.
I know what you're talking about, but I have never, and I mean never, ate that.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite meals of all time. And so she would take that can and she would mush it up, put a potato in it, and put some onion in it, and saute it for a little bit, and then make a pot of rice, and that's what I would have, and I loved it. I absolutely love that meal,
I didn't
and
even know what
I'll eat it
rice
to this
was
day.
until I was older.
Yeah, my rice was cheap. That's odd that
That's exactly true. But you would think that if you're on welfare, that we would have gotten it.
yeah.
But
Well, we were blessed not to be on welfare. My mom busted her tail, dude, and there were times that, and I know now, and I've just learned this probably in the last 20 something years, and I just, when you get to thinking about your childhood, and, you're sitting there at the dinner table and mom's not eating, and there's none left and your plate's piled high,
yeah,
and I'm like, how come you're not eating? I'm not hungry. Well, she wanted to make sure I had
sure,
mine, and now that breaks my heart
yeah.
because she would go hungry sometimes just to make sure that I was good.
And now you're
And
a star. So now look at you. I mean, brothers
well,
banter. You've made it
listen, I'm a
big.
star. I'm a star in her mind and her, what I'm saying, in her eyes. So, you know, she just was she she was a great mom. I mean, she is a great mom. She's not passed or anything like that, thank you Jesus, but I
She's
mean,
not
she
what?
is a great mom. She's not passed or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
So that it sounded like I said, that
Writing her eulogy and
she
all that.
was
Yeah.
she was a great mom. But no, she is a great mom, um and I I didn't have a ton of male leadership in my life except for my Uncle Norm, my Aunt Judy's um deceased husband. So he kind of taught me how to be a man. And my mom did too. My mom taught me how to be um how to treat people.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I'm very thankful that one, I still have her, and two, that she did what she could,
Yeah.
with what she had.
Yeah.
So
So anybody that's listening, um, put down in the comments and let us know what your favorite dish was when you were growing up, or maybe even what you had to eat and didn't really care for. I'm more into the stuff I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to eat, which I didn't have very much choice. You know how we um, do things nowadays to where we cater to our kids more than I've ever seen. As oh, you don't want this, we can do this, or we can do this. No, my mom made one meal, and if you didn't like it, guess what? You didn't eat. They wouldn't know coming back and rummaging in the pantry because they didn't have snacks and all that other stuff. They didn't have Coke
yeah,
in the fridge. They didn't all that. So another one of mine that was just one of the things is what I've seen my dad make, and I've told you about this as far as spaghetti. It's real Italian recipe. So mark this down for everybody. This
oh
was,
goodness,
I don't know if everybody has seen, I think it was maybe made by the Spaghetti-O name brand or whatever, but it was a tall can of spaghetti noodles. It was in sauce. And he would fry up some meat, some hamburger meat, and he would, once he done that and he would heat up the other in a saucepan, he would mix them together. And that was the spaghetti. Um, And I basically that was probably I guess the best spaghetti until I met my wife. Because that was canned spaghetti. I mean, that's what grew up on. Or spam. Don't even get me started. Now I know if there's people out there and you like spam and you cut it and even throw it up there and heat it up and all that. And I couldn't stand spam either. I couldn't back then bologna. I wasn't a big overly bologna fan, but now, man, it's like fry me up some bologna. I'll eat some of
Yeah.
that for sure.
So one of the things that that she would buy me because it was cheap was the Vienna sausages,
Oh yeah.
and
Did you like
and
those?
so they weren't my favorite, but they were So I would take two of them and put them on crackers and eat them like that.
Okay.
You know, uh, that the slime that's on them,
Yes.
and
The smell.
the
The smell.
the
It's got
smell.
this.
Like today, I can't even. Oh my gosh, I can't do it.
You
It's
can't.
like
Well, you can't. Nah, well, okay. Let's put it this way. When's the last time that you ate Vienna sausages?
probably when I was a kid, it had to be. I don't think I was probably below 15. I had to be under 15 years old, at least. At least. Now we would make. I'd have hot dogs and in there, and she'd have bologna and that kind of stuff, and um,
Did you ever have? Did you ever have? Dang it! I forgot that quick. I'm just getting old. I mean, what can I say? But dadgummit. Move on. Move on. I can't. I don't know what I was gonna say.
so something else that she made was spaghetti. Macaroni and cheese. Uh, and those are still some of my favorites. Obviously I make really good spaghetti, and um,
Obviously. Why has it
yeah,
got
I
to
said
be
obviously.
obvious?
Well, I mean, just ask my wife.
Why
I
has it got to
mean,
be? Why has it got to be obvious? I mean, we just automatically
just
right
this is
out of the
automatically
right out of the
right out the
can is
gate.
right out of the can. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that ain't me. That ain't me. You know,
Do you
I,
make your own noodles? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
oh no, but I could very well do it.
I've
You
seen
know,
it.
and
I've seen it happen on Beat Bobby Flay. I've seen that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a fake show. Pops, I
How's
think
that
you're just
fake?
being funny. I don't think you ate fish eyes over rice ever.
I
See what
can't.
Pop said?
I can't say. Yeah, I can't say that
Uh,
for sure.
you've eaten fish eyes?
No, heck no,
Oh
never.
my gosh, there's no. Oh,
Now,
oh
I will
gosh.
say this. Now, every Friday night, my dad had a boat, and we would go in South Carolina. There's a bridge or a lake. It was called Hartwell Lake, and we'd go up underneath the bridge, and it had like a little miniature bow. It's not like it was a big boat. It's probably about a 18, 19-foot boat, maybe. And he would hang lanterns over the side of the boat and fish all night. And the next day, we'd get up real early in the morning, take him back to the house on Saturday, and have a fish fry. And did you ever, when you were younger, have issues with eating fish and getting the? You remember they said watch out for the bones and get
Oh
one
yeah.
like lodged in your throat.
No, I never did that. Just because. So I grew up on a I guess on the lake and on the canal. On the weekends or sometimes all during the summertime, I'd be at my grandmother's in Palatka, and they lived on the end of a canal. So me and Davey fished every single day we were down there. And so we'd catch brim and mullet and bass and catfish. And I even hooked a gator one time on my cane pole and it scared me to death. And, I had to run inside and until my pop, that was my grandfather, that there was, that I'd caught a gator, and he's like, he was upset with me, because I tried to catch it. I was, sitting there like on top of the lily pads. I was sitting there just messing with the gator, and boy, he came and got my line and was like trying to get on shore.
The
It was
only
rough.
the only thing that I can say that I really really liked and loved as a child was my mom's um mac and cheese that had like the coating over the top. You know, it's almost I guess you consider it like a is it like a macaroni pie? Do you know what I'm talking about? That had the melted cheese over the top, and it was almost like a crust almost, and you'd dig into it, and it was really. It's not the ones that you get out of a box now. It was
Oh,
actually
okay.
a homemade
Yeah.
setup. That and biscuits. I could sit there and go through a whole plate of, especially the brown and serve. I could really get into. I could probably eat probably 6, 8, whatever they'd allow me to consume. I would do it.
Oh, the
Um,
brown and serve rolls.
oh heck yeah,
Oh yeah, with the and then get the butter in there and just
yes,
and it melt and all over your face and everything. Yeah, I used to love
yeah.
that.
So did y'all ever
So
have? Y'all didn't have Coke or whatever in the house when you were growing up either, did you? I didn't.
I don't recall. I mean,
I
I
remember water, milk, and
I'm
tea. That's all I
I
remember.
feel like I feel like I've always hated milk. I don't think I've ever. I may have as a young kid drank milk. I hate milk except for in cereal, and it like
Same here.
I can't stand to drink milk. It is it's it's horrible, you know. And now how about grits?
So when I was younger, how that whole worked out, I wouldn't eat grits normally. So when I went to my grandma's house, she would every morning she would make eggs, grits, and bacon and biscuits every single morning. And she couldn't get me to eat grits normally. So what she'd do is she'd sprinkle a little bit of sugar in there and mix it up. And that's to this day how I still eat my grits.
Bleh, I
Um,
don't like sweet grits.
and get this, and you could tell that God just lined me and Tammy up perfect because she likes the exact same thing. She's the only other person I've ever found that ever does that. So that was, you could tell God set that up for us. He goes, you know what?
Yeah.
He goes, come meet my girl. Meet my girl Tammy, and she likes sugar in her grits too. And that's
Hmm,
how we got together. God said, you know what?
yeah.
How about coming over here and talking to my girl with a neck brace on her neck that just got in a wreck not so long ago? That is how we
Well,
met, though.
no, I understand. Now, Mom and E just put on their baked beans. That's probably the worst. That's probably the single most disgusting thing I could ever put in my mouth.
Really? Even Sonny's?
I hate. I I wouldn't give a crap if it was no. Oh, it's dude.
So you never had pork and beans?
I did. I hated them, and that's. I sat at the table. My aunt Judy made me sit at the table for like 13 weeks one time to eat these pork and beans, and I was I might have been I bet you 3, 4, 5, maybe something like that. I I hate with every ounce of my being baked beans, pork and beans. Just
Pork
they're
and beans are a little bit put off. You only have that like with if you're cooking out, but baked beans. So let me go ahead and tell you. So I've got one of my children, my youngest, that I can make. I can get a can of Bush's baked beans, cook some hot dogs, cut some hot dogs up, put them in there, and I even went to as far as putting them in the oven and letting the broil hit it and give it a little bit of char on top. And so Lily's the only way that likes uh, that with me, pork and beans setup, and it's great. So we are getting a lot of people in here putting different things that they liked or had when they was a child. Make sure that you continue to put that in and let us see what you got.
I don't know about ketchup on grits though. I can tell you that. That's
No,
bleh.
have you had ketchup on eggs?
I have, but it's
I've
yuck
never tried it.
to
I've
me.
never tried it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Now I was there's so many um comments. I was about to comment on Wendy's. So she says potted meats potted meat works better than sausages, and I agree. I don't mind potted meat. I feel like it's just a different form of Vienna sausage. I think it's just ground up Vienna sausage, you know. And I don't know what's hominy. I don't know what hominy is.
I think it's those little
Is that
white.
grit?
No, the
Is that
white.
grits?
No, hominy is it's like little white. Looks like little white pearls, almost similar. It's and you. I've never had it, but I think I'm almost positive that's what hominy is. Not 100% sure. I think so.
Babe, tell me what hominy is, because I don't know what hominy is. Help me out. Yeah, if I'm sure if you don't like it, I definitely would, because like I'm in a household of people that don't. It's pickled corn. Are you kidding me? That's disgusting.
Yeah,
I'm in
I've
a
never had it.
household that where people don't like veggies. You know,
Okay,
I love vegetables. You know, uh, like when I grill out, I'll grill whether it's squash or zucchini or onions and that kind of stuff. And they like well, Wendy does. She likes baked potatoes.
I love baked
But
potato.
yeah, I mean I love them. Of course, look at it. You
Yeah,
know,
sweet potatoes.
like
Love that too.
that gator tater. Boy, let me tell you something.
That was good for sure.
Boy, I
Tammy put
almost had.
beefaroni. I wasn't a big fan of beefaroni at all.
I'll tell you that.
I was a fan of what's the square ravioli.
Okay,
In a can. I was a
so
fan of that.
yes. Now I'll tell you that sweet pea is disgusting. I do like beefaroni. I do, but but I have a way I have a way that I eat it, and it's with oyster crackers. I
Oyster
don't know why.
crackers.
Yeah, you know what oyster crackers are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How do
just
you
have to
get
have that
that with
crunch in there
that?
for whatever reason. You know, look, it's just weird. You do weird stuff, so settle down.
Yeah, I do a little bit, but
Yeah,
crackers.
yeah,
Really?
they're just little tiny crackers, and I eat like
I
one or two
know.
with each bite, and
Sometimes we have them. We put them in our chili. Sometimes we'll use them like little crackers. We'll dump in the chili. But now we switch that to we put Fritos in there now in our chili.
like crunchy Fritos.
Hmm. It's really
Okay,
good. If
okay.
especially
I
even if
tell
you
you,
put sour cream on top of it as well and shredded melted cheese.
yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Now, do they have government bread too back in the day?
I think they did, and it was almost like the long loaves of bread that had like a million pieces in it.
Yes,
Okay, it's
yes,
similar to that. Yes,
yeah. Okay, I get that. So
but as soon
I'll
as
tell
you
you
tried to
something.
spread something, it would tear up. So it's
Oh,
like,
of course it would.
yeah,
Yeah, it has to almost be toasted. So what I would do with bread, I never liked the crust until I was older. You know, so I would tear the crust off of maybe three, maybe four pieces. All right, and in our apartment we had I'm pretty sure we had gas. I'm
we
almost
know you
sure.
do. We know you do now.
I'm pretty sure we had a gas stove.
Oh yeah,
So what I would do is I would take the bread and I would tear all the crust off, and I would mash it into a ball. Okay, and it might be about as
I've
big as.
seen it. Yeah,
All right, so then I would put it on a fork or a knife, and I would turn that burner on, and I would toast it like a marshmallow.
really. No, I've
Yes,
never heard of that one.
hold on, it gets better. Then I would take the tub of butter and I would put that hot uh, bread that's got the toasty on it, like almost burnt, and put it in the butter and bite it off, and then I would put it back on there, let it get burnt toasty again, and put it back in the butter, and yeah,
So let me
that was
ask you
good
something.
stuff.
Has anybody that's listening, and this goes for Donnie, anybody that's listening, you can put it in the comments, but has anybody, when you were younger, you had your parents, they would eat something, you're like, ooh, that's gross, I'd never do it. But now as you're older, you do eat it. Have you ever done anything like that that you can remember? I have. I'll go ahead and tell you mine while you're thinking on yours. So one of the things that my dad done when I was younger is would cook sunny side eggs up. He'd get a 2 pieces of bread and he would put mustard on it.
Ugh.
He'd put the egg on it with the yolk still on it, warmed up, and he would just flatten it out so it'd be oozing everywhere. And I thought that was the nastiest thing. And now that I'm older, it is actually pretty good. Along with another thing I did not like was uh what is that? Cottage cheese. You like cottage cheese?
No, I don't like the taste. I don't like
You
the
haven't got a
the
good one. Cottage
consistency.
cheese is actually good. It's really good. And you put it with
It's not.
pineapple, it's even better.
No, I don't like the consistency. I don't like the taste. I don't like how it smells. There's nothing about that
You know it's
that
good
I
for
like.
you. It's good for you.
I don't give a crap. I mean, if it's good for me or not, I've tried it. I don't like it. Like
So
I
so,
legit.
so is there anything when you was younger that you watch your parents eat something and you like as a kid you're like, "Man, that's just nasty," and now you eat it? I think there's even more stuff if I really sit there and think about it
I'd
that
have to sit here. I'd have to think. My mom would probably tell me some stuff. You know,
another thing that and I think you said you like it or you've had it or something. But my dad every Sunday morning, it seemed like he would make toast with apple butter on it. Now I don't care. I back then I didn't care for it, and now I want to try it, but I'm not 100% sure if I'd like it or not. Have you ate that?
yeah. So yes, we have it. So we when we go somewhere and there's like a little shop like um that sells all of your uh jellies and stuff like that. You know, like
Yeah,
there's an orchard place we go to in North Carolina whenever we go up to Tennessee, and we stopped the past 2 years, and we just load up on different jellies or jams and apple butter. So Wendy loves apple butter. That's one of her favorite. But yeah,
really.
yeah, she likes pear butter. Yeah, maybe not apple butter. Maybe it's not apple butter she likes. It's pear butter. That's
Okay,
what it
so
is. It's pear
so
butter.
now that you said pear butter, pears. When's the last time you had a pear? I can't even
Oh,
remember.
a month.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah. At
I
least.
bet you it's been
So
probably 15 years or better.
really, man, you get
Yes.
a juicy pear, boy. Let me tell you right now. That's
Juicy.
good
Them
stuff.
things are hard.
No, you get the wrong one. You're getting the wrong
I,
one.
I don't guess.
You know, a Bartlett pear. Oh my gosh, they're the bomb beta doo wop shebang, man.
What about
I love.
what about Kramer's Mackinac peach?
I've never heard. I've only heard it from there,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're only available like what 2 weeks out of the year or something like that. That's so dumb. I mean, it's hilarious, but you
Yeah,
know,
it was awesome. Who'd he send into the store to go get it because that guy kicked him out? Was it George
Jerry,
or Jerry?
Jerry,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
And Jerry's like, I'm just gonna get this over here, you know.
yeah.
Um, So yeah, the hard pears like you're talking about, like Wendy just said, is they're for cooking. They're for like making you
Well,
know
maybe I should try it then.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Tell you what, we'll meet up tomorrow somewhere, and I'll take you out a good pear, and then you tell me what you think.
Okay.
Seriously,
Are
I love
those
pears.
seasonal?
Oh, they probably are, but they're probably available everywhere. I mean, you know, they're um
Oh, Pop said
yeah. I mean,
persimmons. Now we used to have a persimmon tree, and that's something I didn't care for. Well, I can't say that for 100% because persimmons it just looked gooey and nasty, and I didn't really try it, so I can't say that they're bad. But have
how
you
about dragon fruit?
that I have tried? Well, at least one of them because I know there's a couple, right? There's a couple
Yeah,
different
there's
ones. Yeah.
two.
Okay,
Yeah,
I tried one of
there's a
them. I
red
didn't
one
care.
and a yeah, there's a
Yellow
red
one.
one and something else. Yellow. Yeah, I think so.
So
And then, honey, what?
The red one, I think we tried it, and I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
They taste different.
Oh, do they?
They taste different. Yeah, yeah, that's what when you were saying the yellow is better. So what's that other spider looking thing that we had not too long ago? That red spider arachnid looking thing that we had. It has a little pearl inside of it. She it's called, oh man, what is it called? She'll have to say it. But have you ever heard of you ever had star fruit?
Starfruit. Nope.
That's
Never
pretty
even
good.
heard of it.
Ratican, yeah, Ratucan, Ratucan. You know what that is?
Never heard of it.
So Google it real quick and then tell me if you would even try it,
Let me
because
see.
it looks like a what are those things that crawl on the seafloor, um, that are they're orchid oh boy, not sure what I'm trying to say.
Ratukan. Let me see. Images. Fruit.
Yeah, it's definitely an alien fruit without a doubt. Without a doubt. I like them though,
She
but man, they're
says,
expensive. So
so is Ratukan and an alien fruit the same? Oh, okay. I have seen that.
yeah,
Liliana, I think, told me that she's tried that and it's actually pretty good.
it is good. Yeah, you'd like it. It's real good.
So
You
what?
know.
So give me a was it flavor similar to, or does it even have a
Yeah, I think it does. It's almost as if it is a grapey, a oh boy, a grapey apricot, maybe. It's hard to say.
mm.
It's hard to say. And oh yeah, and then you eat the seed. It's poisonous.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. um, and then there was some other like you like kiwi.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
kiwi.
good too. And then like we could never afford that when I was a kid. You know, I mean, it wasn't until I was an adult
Yeah,
till
we
I
didn't.
started
That's
eating that
one
kind of
thing. The
stuff.
only
You
thing that
know,
we might have had when we were a kid was maybe like apples and oranges, maybe, and that was probably because it fell off somebody's tree or something. But yeah.
right? Well, we were lucky because my grandmother's uh, brother, so my great uncle, had a uh, orange orchard. Orchard, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's an
Or
orchard. Yeah.
yeah, like he had thousands upon thousands of orange trees, and we would just go and we would just pull whatever at family reunions down in Crescent City. We would just pull, you know, I mean, bushels upon bushels upon bushels of oranges, and they were so good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that like it was yesterday.
Tammy was mentioning those cherries that we. So Neil, when I was running Haines Street, Neil introduced me to those cherries that had like a seed in the middle of them, and they're only good a certain part of the year, and they're sweet. They almost have like a stem, like a cherry. Well, they are
Are they
cherries.
the golden berry?
I don't know, but they are really good, and they're probably for a pound or something. They're like $10 or something. It's crazy, but they have the hard seed, a decent sized seed in the middle. Every year they come out, we get them. Rainier cherries. There we go. Tammy got it.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they
Um,
are extremely good for
so
sure.
have you ever seen golden berry?
Golden berry. No.
Those those are decent. Um, and so yeah, I love cherries. I could eat.
Now
Man,
regular
I
cherries, I don't buy those. Um, I don't. I haven't bought them. I'm trying to think. Does the original, I guess, cherries, do they have kind of like a tart to them a little bit? A little bit.
I,
Colbert
I,
Colbert Colbert used to eat them a
I
lot because he said it helped with
Gout.
Gout. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean they do. Um, so yeah, they definitely do. Like there's other thing. There's like the finger grapes. What are they called? The moondrop grapes.
Yes, I have had those.
They're
Those
like
are good.
they're almost as big as your thumb.
Yes.
You know, those are good.
Yeah, we got
And
those.
yeah,
We got those from Sam's.
yeah, yeah.
And,
And
man, they were good.
that's the one. Yeah, that's the ones that Wendy likes. She likes those, and I think that they're only available like a little bit at a time. They're not very
Let me.
popular.
Here's one for you. Have you ever ate it and used it pomegranate? Like actually bought the fruit, not the drink, but just the fruit? I hadn't
No,
either. I want to do it. I didn't know that.
there's
Like for
those are a bunch
cooking,
of seeds in them. Are they in? They have a bunch of seeds in them.
yeah. So like for cooking, you would cut it open and you knock all the seeds out, and that's actually what you use for a pomegranate, or at least that's what they have on Bobby Flay. So I don't know. That's the way it
And
looked to
what
me.
and what? So what's a persimmon then? What is it?
A persimmon is it's almost like an orange color. It's orange in color. Hang on, let me see here. Persimmon. Cinnamon fruit. Okay. All right, here we go.
So is
Uh,
there anything
you
now that
oh, you see it?
uh no?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see it now. I see it. Yep, I do.
Yep. So that's
I do.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a persimmon is. What about
Okay.
this one? We had a tree or a bush, I guess, that was out back, and this I could never do. It just because it leaked out the
Figs,
figs.
those are
Yes,
awesome.
yeah, it leaked out this
I
white
love
milky color, and I couldn't do it.
ah
I couldn't do it.
I love figs. I
Yeah,
love figs. You gotta be Italian. You gotta be Italian to like figs.
really? I don't think that's true.
Yeah, those are
Do you peel
no,
them
I'm
or do
just
you eat the
kidding.
whole
But
thing?
you just cut them in half and you kind of eat the meat out of them. I
Eat
mean,
that center right there out.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, all right.
I like them,
Yeah, not
but
me.
they're just
They look too
they're just
nasty.
so expensive. So I
Are they? We had
yeah.
a I guess you'd call it a bush, not a tree. We had a tree that or a little bush right outside the back porch on Lane Avenue, and it'd come out every year, and mom would eat off of it, and I couldn't bring myself to it because once you pull it, it would have that little milky stuff coming out of the stem, and I'm like, oh gosh, that's nasty.
That's
So
awesome. I like it. The now I know you like apples,
love apples.
and
What's
what's
your
the
favorite apple? I got mine. There is no doubt on mine.
gala?
Okay. My favorite one is the Granny Smith, hands down.
Bleh. Those are for
Yeah.
cooking only.
What?
They're
You are
yeah
in
they're way too
this.
tart. They're for
No,
cooking only.
yeah.
It's she said that the subtitle switched the word fig to pig. That's
Oh.
funny.
Oh yeah, I've seen that happen in there before. But yeah, Granny
Yeah,
Smith
so
is top. Is
now
tops.
I can't. I can't. Like
Now
yeah, Fuji. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Fuji apples. Gala
I
or
like
Fuji?
those, and
Gala.
I like Red Delicious. Red Delicious apples. I like those for sure.
Yeah. And what's the weirdest fruit you ever had?
Probably dragon fruit, I guess. I mean, that's not really that weird, but that's probably the most exotic type fruit that I've had.
And let me tell you, they're expensive, and and, and I love kumquats too. I think we talked about that today.
Yeah,
Um, kumquats and
dates.
Japanese plums. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, and dates. So my parents have a date tree out in their front yard, and they give me this big gallon bag of them all the time, and I'll man, I'll eat till I'm sick on those dates. They they're so good. They're so sweet and so juicy, and just running down my chin, and
That's
just
great.
I love it. I love it. I've never heard of a pawpaw. What is that?
Let's see. Let's see if I can bring it up.
And yeah, I love kumquats, Mom. Y'all should plant a tree out in y'all's front yard for the kumquats and Japanese plums.
Okay, well here's a pawpaw. Oh, bring it up.
I think Pops is just
No,
he's
there it
just.
is. There it is, right there.
I feel like he's just bringing stuff up. Like, who would eat that?
He's probably Googling it and just
Oh,
saying, you know what? Let's throw that in there.
I feel like I've seen that before.
There's
It's
American. It's called the American pawpaw. Pawpaw, many regions, small, delicious tree native the United States, Ontario, Canada. Yeah,
huh.
never heard of it though.
So,
It's the first time I've ever heard of it.
all right, I'm gonna go to a movie. All right, and The Rock was like a bounty hunter.
Yep.
All right, and
I know. I already know what you're gonna say.
Stifler. All right, what is the name of that fruit? Do you remember? That made them and
yes, I know what it is.
And was it is it true?
I don't know if it's true, but the name is Calabos.
Calabos? Okay.
Yep, but I don't know. I can pull it up, but I don't know if that actually exists. Let's see. I mean,
Because
how would you
that'd be
spell
hilarious.
it? Calab.
I mean, could you imagine eating some of that fruit and then all of a sudden you're paralyzed?
Calabos fruit.
And then you gotta tell, like The Rock said, "Get away from me, monkey." The monkey was going to get in his ear a little bit.
It does exist. Hang on, I'll pull
and
this up so you can see it. Okay.
Does it make you okay?
It does exist. Let's see if we can get a description on it. Is it safe to eat? There we go. It says amount of toxins, especially skins and seeds. First off, the seed. It doesn't really say. But it is legit fruit, but
okay.
Effects. Let's read effects. But why is it calling it that when I said do what?
I was just reading what it said. That said small effects of toxic something. So how about a pomelo? You ever heard of a pomelo?
How you spell that?
Pomelo.
Say it again.
Pomelo. Pomelo. Pom.
Yep. That.
There you go. Yeah, pomelo.
Okay.
So that's like a big, huge grapefruit. Okay.
Okay.
But
looks like it's got a little bit of fur on it or something. But I guess that's just the way it looks.
It probably is. But so I love pomelos. One, they're sweeter than the grapefruit. All right. And the meat inside is bigger, like the little teardrop things that that make up the grapefruit juice. The meat is bigger, and like it's got a skin probably, I bet you, from the outside into the meat, I bet it's deeper than a quarter inch.
Wow.
It might even be. Yeah, it might. It's thicker than a quarter inch. So
it probably
then you have to pull that.
It has a outside pilling, almost like a navel. A navel orange has a thick outside to it.
Twice as thick as a navel orange.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, twice as thick, and they're sweet and you can pull the meat off of the skin, I guess you'd call it, that surrounds it. You know how when you bite into a grapefruit, the skin on it is
Yeah.
bitter,
Yeah.
and that's how these are. But you can pull that meat out of the skin and just eat it like that, like big chunks, and they're good. Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's good stuff. Only two
All right.
fat guys be talking about food the entire time.
I know. Well, look at us. I mean, what
You
can
know.
you say? All right, Bubba, you about ready to close it on up?
Yeah. Were we gonna talk about the other thing or just
No, we could probably put that on for another one.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that. That
I
sounds
told
good.
you anytime we
Um,
talk about food, it's going to be a whole episode deal. I mean, because then we start talking
yeah.
about all the things we like to eat, and you know,
Yep. Yep. So, all right. Well, we got a busy weekend, looks like, and I know that we're gonna be, woo, we're gonna have a nice little travel time going on at. Oh yes, it, is that what we had the other day, babe? Jackfruit. I think so. We were in Trader Joe's at Jack's Beach not too long ago, and it was odd, very odd.
yeah.
It was like a cross between a potato and coconut meat. I,
Mm.
I don't know. We didn't buy the jackfruit. What did we buy? Jacama, Jacama, Jacima, Jacama,
Is that what you call it?
Jack, um, Jacima, I think. And it was fairly sweet. It wasn't like, overly sweet or anything like that. It was fairly sweet. And we might have to get some jackfruit because I think I've had that before. It's been a long, long, long time, but I feel like we need to try that again.
Okay.
So, but
All
yeah, we
right.
got a busy weekend. So, uh, if I guess that's it.
All right. So, thank you for joining in. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. Make sure you tell all your friends and share and like and
Definitely.
subscribe if you're not. We appreciate each and every one of you that listen to us, and we will
And
catch y'all.
if you ever want to send stars, you can do that too.
Yeah, and if you, we will be here next week, same time, same bat channel, 8 o'clock next week.
Yes. That being said, my name is Donnie.
My name is Brian.
Peace.
We're out. Peace.